Hello everyone, welcome to our new segment, that is Legal Capsules. It's a daily dose of your legal knowledge. In every video, we will share a legal knowledge with you. So, without wasting any time, let's start. In the decided legal principle, first principle which has been decided by the Central Information Commission of India, the issue in front of them was whether judicial proceedings and records can be accessed through RTI. So, the fact of the case is that the appellant had sought information of some proceedings to which he himself was not a party, seeking copy of response filed in a complaint against the management of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Janakpuri, before the magistrate court. The magistrate court clearly rejecting the respondent contention that appellant was not one of the parties to the dispute concerned. So the Information Commission, Commissioner Yashovardhan Azad directed the PIO to offer inspection of judicial file to the appellant on a mutual convenient day and time. The Commission also observed that the applicant shall be entitled to avail copies from the record upon payment of usual charges. The name of the case is Y.N. Prasad versus PIO, Almat Evening Court. The case number is FN number CIC DSESJ. Decided on 16/10/2017. In the latest legal news and views, recently the Supreme Court dismissed a plea seeking uniform welfare scheme for lawyers in distress due to lockdown. The case in detail we are discussing. The Supreme Court dismissed a petition which had been filed seeking directions to the government as well as the state bar councils to formulate a welfare scheme for lawyers who had been affected by the national lockdown imposed in wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The case is filed by the advocate Abhinava Ramakrishna. His plea was that the government was a mute spectator to the financial distress that lawyers were going through as due to the lockdown of war. They were finding it difficult to sustain themselves. It was further contended that the financial scheme that had been announced by the Bar Council of India to provide financial assistance to lawyers had no purpose as the amount disbursed had been kept undecided. Now a bench comprising of Justice Ashok Bhushan, S.K. Kaul and V.R. Gavai heard the matter and observed that the petition could not be filed under Article 32 of the Constitution of India as there was no violation of fundamental rights for which the said article is invoked, so the petition has been dismissed through. The legal maxim of the day is Audi autem partem. That means no man shall be condemned unheard. The old maxim relates to the principle of fair hearing. It requires to hear the other party or that no one is to be condemned, punished or deprived of his property in any judicial or quasi-judicial proceeding unless he has had an opportunity of being heard. It requires that a person must be given an opportunity to defend himself. The principle is based on the natural law principle. Now the requirement of the maxim is that no order involving adverse civil consequences can be passed against any person without giving him an opportunity to be heard. So the detailed requirement of audi autem partem range in continuation from notice to the final determination, that is from right to notice, right to present case and evidence, right to reviewed adverse evidence, report of inquiry to be shown to the other party. The reason, decision, etc. are also the part of audi autem partem. Any order or award made in violation of the rule of audi autem partem may be set aside. Even immemorial custom will not allow it bypassing. Now the observing the two cases, that is Bar Council of India versus High Court of Kerala and the Ashok Kumar Shankar versus Union of India. So in the Bar Council of India versus High Court of Kerala, the Supreme Court of India pointed out that principle of natural justice cannot be stretched too far. Their application may be subject to the provision of a statute or statutory rule. The court upheld the validity of Rule 11 framed by the High Court under Section 34 Clause 1 of Advocates Act 1961. Now moving on to the Ashok Kumar Shankar versus Union of India. In this case, the Supreme Court of India ruled that though the audi autem partem is one of the basic pillars of natural justice, it is not necessary to observe it where it would be futile exercise. In the case in hand, the selection of the appellant employee was illegal as he was not qualified on the cut-off date and therefore was ineligible to be considered for appointment. Now the book review of today is the 10th judgment that changed India, written by the Jia Modi. The publisher is Penguin. In this book, the complex judgment presented in a so simple and lucid manner that a layman can also understand with ease. The views of the author is candid and frank, and also the author not even shy for criticizing some of this judgment. So if you read the 10 judgments that changed India, it's a beautiful story of Indian judicial system and its evolution since 1950, including decisions of some landmark judgment. Anybody who is interested in the Indian judiciary and its function will find this book an interesting read. And the author Jia Modi is a legal consultant and a well-known corporate lawyer in India. She is listed in Business Today's Hall of Fame as one of the India's most powerful business owners. In the prologue, the author says selecting 10 judgments, those that can be termed landmark cases, involve difficult decisions, but she did a great job in selecting judgments that are being proven to be landmarks and telling them in a way that holds the reader interest.